is my dad, Mickey. He and I both moved up in Idaho within the last 5 years. But you've been fishing for what? How many years?
Since I was about 10, so that was 60 years ago.
So a while.
Yeah.
All right. Why? Why do you enjoy fishing?
Why do I enjoy fishing?
Yeah.
A lot of it has to do with just the being outdoors. You know, when I go out fishing, yes, you always want to catch a fish, but I'm not really devastated if I don't catch it. I just like being out there. I also like being with my son and going out with him. So that's kind of where most of my joy gets. Now, if I get a good size trout, I'm peachy keen.
You're ecstatic?
Yes.
What is the biggest trout you've caught? I mean, I never see your catches. So, you know.
Well, I've taken a couple pictures, but thumbing through them, it would probably be about 16 inches.
Okay, I mean that's a solid trout.
Yeah.
We actually have to start actually weighing them and measuring this year. We are so bad when we go out fishing. We catch them and we we just toss them back or eat them, but we never actually measure them, weigh them, do any of that good stuff. So I gotta get better at that. What's the biggest fish you've caught?
Well,
oh wait, hold on. Before that, cheers.
I hope.
We're gonna get less and less understandable.
Okay, it's going to go back a while. When I was about 23, went to Hawaii with what is now my ex, and I only bring that up because
there was someone
her
before
brother lived in Hilo on the Kona side, and he was able to. He had a restaurant with his wife. She was Mexican. They opened up a Mexican restaurant. His job was to go out and get the fish of the day. Now, we went out hoping to get some marlin.
Okay.
But you get whatever
bites the line.
Bites the line. And we pulled in, got a hold of a ahi tuna, and he's dying over there. Pulled in an ahi tuna. It took us about 2.5 hours to do. My then father-in-law was my age,
70?
At 70,
Okay.
and he lasted about 10-15 minutes because it was actually on his pole.
Okay.
And then I took over, and
That sounds like sturgeon.
it was a tough fight. When we brought him in, he measured out at 210 pounds.
Damn.
And when we got in his driveway, we put it on its nose, and I'm 5'9". The part of the fin was up above my eyebrows.
So the fork?
Up
where the fork met?
Where the fork met. And, you know, the rest of it was way over my head.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Did you eat it afterwards?
Good question. We took it back in for the fish of the day. And his wife cooked up the most fabulous tuna steak that I have ever had. It was absolutely fantastic. Really good.
Steak.
And it had a lot of the Mexican flavoring that it was a Mexican restaurant.
Well, shocker. She was Hispanic, wasn't she?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. His name's Mickey, by the way. My dad. But, all right. Where is your favorite place to fish? Where's the favorite place you have fished? And where's your favorite place that you fished in the past? And where's your favorite place around Idaho to fish without burning any of my spots.
Yeah, I'm not the best of luck for him when we go out fishing. He always does quite a bit better than I do. Gosh, well, where's my favorite place ever? I'll think on that one. What was the other question you had?
Favorite place in Idaho?
Favorite place in Idaho. Okay, that one is off the Payette.
Oh, okay. Where you fell and busted your leg all up?
Yeah.
With Jeff?
Yeah. I kind of slid down the...
People want to join us. I'm going to go no. Sorry, guys.
What's that? Okay.
I don't know. They were some young ladies, which I was not interested in. So we'll make them go away.
Yeah.
So, okay. Did you catch anything there? I don't remember on that trip.
Actually, it was
I remember Jeff
early
caught
in the
something.
season, and the water was still pretty cold, so none
really
of us
cold.
had a real good, lucky day. I think I might have gotten one, maybe two, just little guys that hadn't matured much.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, kind of is what it is. You know, when early season, when the river's super high, it's tough to get anything because they're either out in the current or hiding in an eddy under a rock. They're generally not too interested in eating unless you drop it on their face. But all right. Favorite.
Okay.
Favorite.
Well, I can go back to that favorite place.
Yes, the favorite place you've ever fished.
And it happened to be, as you mentioned, we got up here from California, so you really had to go up to Central California to get any really good fishing in.
Southern California.
So we would go to
Terrible. Trout.
Robinson Creek up by Bridgeport.
Oh,
And I would say that was a lot of fun because I had you and your brother out fishing, and your uncle Randy really knew what he was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And he showed you and you had your first opportunity to have fresh fried trout.
I don't remember much about that trip. I was like,
Yeah, it was about 4. There's a side component of that was that about day 3 of our week that we were going to be there, 3 or 4th day, the guys all went fishing. Nick was, I think it was 2 o'clock at the time. 2 o'clock. 2 years old at the time, and we weren't there. The guys weren't there. There was about 6 or 7 women, including my wife. They were all sitting around the fire in the early morning, and Nick got kind of rambunctious, and he started running around the fire, and he tripped over his mother's foot and went hands down straight into the fire.
that's fun.
He still suffers a little bit from that, but it didn't stop him. He still wanted to go fishing. He still wanted to go fishing.
Yeah, I remember that. All I remember from that trip is looking at my hands and watching them like bubble up in the car, sitting on Mom's lap in the back of like a little, like 85 Toyota Corolla or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Little tiny little car.
Oh
Like
yeah.
6 or 7 of us shoved into it.
Yeah, we had a Corona. It was red.
Corona, that's what it was. Ugh. Oh man, that sucked. All right.
Okay, well,
Did Grandpa fish? I don't think I've ever heard of him fishing.
My dad never fished. I take that back. He might have when he went to school at Dartmouth.
Okay.
And he was up in the middle of New Hampshire.
Yeah, middle of nowhere.
He was actually quite outdoorsy, but once he became embroiled in the corporate world, we didn't get. But we used to do a lot. We did a lot of camping.
But no fishing?
Not a lot of fishing. He just really wasn't into it all that much.
Who taught you to fish?
Huh?
Who taught you to fish? Uncle Larry?
No. I kind of just learned on my own. A lot of it was Uncle Randy.
Okay. Well, I mean, that makes sense. But he doesn't fish anywhere but, like, Mammoth, really.
He goes the June Lake Loop is where, which we've
been to quite a few times.
We fished there. But
we're gonna knock down some of that, get some of that smoke out of my face. Whew. I'm crying here. It was such fun memories.
Yeah.
Uncle Larry fished much? Or Aunt Carol? Aunt Carol fished one time.
Yes.
On the lake.
And Uncle and that's my sister and her husband, Ken. They fish all the time. Ken loves fishing.
Does he still do they still have that old Bayliner outboard ski boat? Is that that's what they used to fish?
No, they like rivers and streams. That's where their main fishing is, because
wasn't their home lake like awesome fishing though?
Oh yeah, up by further north there's some real good rivers that they've gone to. Just crossing a creek and it builds and there's pools all over. But yeah, they do a lot of close by. Yeah. The Paso Robles area has some good fishing once you get out of town. And they used to fish on Lake Nacimiento, but they lost the interest on that part. Well, they'd rather go on in their RV and go camping.
Yeah, I get that. What do you want to catch this year? What are we gonna go after? Because I want to.
Okay, you've had the experience of the sturgeon.
So you want to catch a sturgeon?
No, actually, I caught a sturgeon kind of.
No, you want to catch one on your own without the jet boat captain
Well,
setting the hook, reeling it in, casting the line.
he set the hook and then I took over. But yeah, I felt robbed on that.
Yeah, yeah, that was a fun trip, but I don't know if it was quite worth it.
I did. We had
the bass fishing was fun.
The bass fishing was great. Sturgeon, what we do? Pull 4 in?
No, 2.
No.
3. No, just 2. It was you and Maddie and Jason. I think was reeling one that they hooked and it got off. Or it was a catfish that got off.
Okay.
But I don't think we only pulled in the 2. Maddie had a 6-footer and you had like a 4, I think.
Yeah, something like that. It was kind of small.
Yeah.
It was one you throw back.
Throw them all back.
That's what you do with sturgeon.
Okay, keep them here.
That's a joke. You can't keep them. You can't even take them out of the water. Which
not in Idaho, Oregon. Oregon you can, and other states you can. It's mainly just Idaho. You can't take them out of the water. We have the crazy regulations that say you have to have the slip.
Yeah.
You gotta have the sliding weight, the barbless hook. The weight has to be connected. It can't be directly on a slider. It has to be connected by fishing line. I don't remember if there's a test limit on that, but then you have to have the barbless hook. But in other states, I don't think it's as crazy.
Yeah.
I think you just have to. I think you have to a slot limit. Like it has to be between a certain size to actually take it, and you only get 2 weeks or something like that. Yeah, something crazy. And I want to say it's Oregon that does it. Maybe Washington.
Now I went and visited my buddy Peter in
Peter D. Peter D.
Yeah, and he lives what is it above Petaluma? He lives in Petaluma, California. Okay. And we were walking around town, and we crossed a controlled river.
Mm-hmm.
All kind of cemented up, but
they but California calls it a river. You supposed to catch steelhead in the LA River?
No, they were catching sturgeon in that river, which really surprised me.
You can catch in the LA River. From what I understand, the LA River used to be like that cement garbage heap that runs through LA.
Yeah.
I think it dumps out
the LA River.
Yeah. Yeah.
They make a lot of movies on that river.
Yeah. High-speed chases. Let me get my Gone in 60 Seconds. What is it? What did he call her? What did he call the Mustang? It's gonna drive me crazy.
Maybe somebody out there knows it.
Well, I don't think anybody's currently watching.
Oh, okay. Well, my stories got kind of old. I guess.
But what the hell was it? What did he call her? The 60 Shelby, the mid 60s Shelby Mustang. I'm not that great with cars. I know enough. Whatever he named her. But yeah, remember the car chase? I think didn't they do the car chase down the LA River there?
Yeah.
They always do car
and
chases.
through the tunnels.
Yep. But they used to. Woo! That is, my pants are on fire.
That car.
Huh?
It has a rainbow lights rotating from colors
That's weird.
on the side of his car. See it? Way down
Oh
there?
yeah, I see him.
It's almost
No,
like
it's
it's almost like a cop's.
It's his wheels. He's got lights on the wheels.
No, that was all on the side.
Oh.
Or maybe underneath.
Whatever. There's a street out there in my backyard. But yeah, you used to be able to catch steelhead, like solid steelhead, in the LA River, from what I understand.
That had to be a long time ago.
No, I want to say like into like the 90s you could catch them. People still fish the LA River. I mean, okay, that is a long time ago.
Okay, that's like 30 some odd years.
Yeah, okay, I figured a long time ago, like 50s.
Yeah.
But
I don't even know if there is a section of the LA River that is natural.
No, there is.
There has to be something
There is,
feeding
because
it out of the mountains.
I paddled it. No, there is a section in like not nice part of LA that you can get into and like paddle around through. And it had like, I mean, it wasn't that long. It was like 6 miles. It was gross. I did it one time with the pack raft, and I was like, nah, this is nasty. I didn't fish because down there I didn't fish much because I couldn't. I spearfished. That was it. But you used to be able to pick. I think people still fish and eat out of the LA River.
In today's environment down there, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
mean,
There's a lot of homelessness, so that's where the people are. That's how they have to resort to live. But fish is good for them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that fish is good for them.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, I don't know what kind of parasites you pick up out of that thing.
What's draining into the river from the city streets?
I mean, you'd have to have rain first for that. But,
but the difference is here in Idaho.
Oh, our fish is delicious.
And the water is great.
Yeah.
You
Water right now is a little muddy in the Boise.
Oh, yeah. Because they just opened up, didn't they?
No, it's not that they opened up. I think they're just getting runoff from snowmelt and all that stuff.
Oh, really?
I don't know if they're letting more out of Lucky Peak or not. I don't know if they are. They might be. Who knows? But it's not like full on raging yet. I remember when we moved here, it was like under that hotel. Remember how wide it was? It went under that hotel.
Oh, yeah. The first year. It was
it's huge.
Yeah, that hotel that's, I mean, they even have, it's up on stilts that goes over the river, and it was all the way up to the bottom of the hotel.
I mean, those people had to have been, I mean, I'm sure they control the river to where, like, okay, we're not going to flood the hotels. So I'm sure they could, because they could divert probably more into Indian Creek.
Oh,
because that's got some pretty high walls. That thing can get, I mean, they can really load Indian Creek up if they wanted to.
Don't they, other than feeding Kuna,
it feeds,
but doesn't it also feed all the agricultural areas?
Well, it feeds all the agricultural areas and then it dumps in Lake Lowell. So if they ever had to, I would assume they would divert more to the, I think it's called the New York Canal, or I forget what the canal's called, but it ends up being Indian Creek, which feeds into Lake Lowell.
Okay.
And I think they can, I'm assuming there's a way they can open that up more to divert more if the Boise was flooding. But I saw the Whitewater Park is opening soon, so.
Oh, is it? That was fun.
Have you been on it?
Oh, not the Whitewater. No, I'm just drifting down.
Oh, the Boise float.
Yeah.
Piper wants to do that this year more, so y'all learn to swim.
Luke did it, and she'll be his age.
No, she can do it fine. I mean, she wants to like go down like Indian Creek with me. What you did with me and I think Ben. Right? It was me and Ben. No, you and Mark.
You're gonna do that to her?
She'll love it. Are you kidding me? But she has to learn to swim. That's the deal.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, with the life jacket, she'll be fine.
In a kayak?
Yeah, I would borrow a 2-seater.
A 2-seater.
I'd borrow a 2-seater and then have her hold on to me. That's kind of the way he's done it.
Well, you can put a strap on too.
Strap on. You definitely don't do that.
Why not?
Because
a little leash.
No, because if they flip, they can get entrapped.
Yeah,
that's not true. What you do. You never want nothing hanging when you're whitewater.
Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah.
Well, I guess that is whitewater.
Yeah, it's class 2.
Yeah.
I think most of it. And there's some waves, but if we can get her towards the end of the year, it'll be nice and mellow.
She is so darn
adventurous.
Yes.
All right. Well, anyways, fishing. Oh, wow. This is not very bright. All right. Hopefully you can see over there.
Is there anybody there?
We got one guy watching. Who's watching us?
So did we lose Irvin?
I think we lost Irvin. I think he just popped on to say hi.
Did he know that you were doing this?
No. So what do you want to catch? Okay, so you want to catch...
He's a big salmon.
Yeah, salmon and steelhead.
And steelhead, and he goes to with a buddy every year to Oregon or someplace where. It's...
I think he goes like 4 or 5 times a year. All right, let's see. Let's let this guy. Oh, how do I make this stop? Hi.
Hello. Should we have match?
No, I have nobody watching currently.
Okay. Hope you have a nice night.
You too.
Bye-bye.
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 I don't know what that was about.
Oh, you opened her up.
Yeah. Oh, well. Oh, we forgot to turn this camera on. My bad. Oh, well. Whatever. It'll survive. All right, so you want to catch a sturgeon this year?
No.
You don't?
Salmon would be fun.
Salmon. Okay, so I'm planning on doing I'm going to do a video, or a couple videos hopefully, at some of the reservoirs. And I want to do some trolling on my paddleboard. So I'm taking my paddleboard and I'm setting it up to have a front deck so I can hang my sonar off the front. And then, okay, so you know, I have the bungees on the front of the paddleboards.
Yeah.
And I usually don't keep anything on there, and I have that rod holder, the wall rod holder. I have it roped onto the front, and I clip my rods into it while I paddle.
Yeah.
So I'm taking some ABS plastic, cutting it up, and I'm gonna put some Yak Attack rails on it.
Wouldn't it be just easier to get a fishing kayak?
No, because I like the paddleboard. Well, so I'd love a fishing kayak, but if I'm gonna get a kayak, I want a pedal drive.
Oh yeah.
But that's
those are out of the range right now.
Go ahead, give some gifts, and maybe we can buy ourselves a pedal kayak. But right now that ain't happening because those are anywhere from like $2,500 to $5,000 for like a Hobie.
Well, I know you were trying to get me to buy one so that you could use it.
I don't know what you're talking about. Filthy lies. Besides, if I was gonna do that, I'd tell you to buy a boat. But so I'm gonna build a deck out front so where I can hook my Deeper Pro Plus 2. So I have a sonar up front because I don't know how much good it's going to do me in the back if I'm trying to float over and like fish for crappie or something.
Yeah.
And then it'll have GoPro mounts, phone mounts. I'm going to actually screw in my rod holder for once, and so it's not just flopping around over there.
Yeah.
And then so I'll screw all that in, have that, and then I want to have a rod holder.
Wait. Screw it in? How are you going to attach everything?
ABS plastic, so I have an ABS sheet of ABS plastic, about I think a little over 1/4 inch. So I'll screw all the stuff into that, and then I'm going to strap that to have D-rings on the side to the board, and then I'm also going to screw in or bolt in a small tackle box, so when I change lures, I can have the lures up front, not have to turn around. And then I want to put a rod holder on it. And then on the back, I'm going to use more ABS plastic and do what they did on Humbug Videos. So Humbug Outdoors is like another guy here in the Treasure Valley area.
Okay.
He did a whole thing on. He has a pond prowler, which is like picture like it's like Bass Pro's like plastic John boat.
Okay.
It's like a 2-person like bass boat for
Yeah.
ponds. And he's got like a motor on it and all this stuff, but he had a whole anchor set up. So I'm actually gonna hook an anchor to the bottom of my crate that holds my rods and all my tackle. Take ABS plastic running out and use Scotty mounts and a Scotty anchor, so I can actually drop an anchor while I'm fishing the Boise, because right now I'm using like a 5-pound weight and it sucks. I'm like paracord and that's a pain. So
Yeah.
I saw how he did it on his. It's like less than $100, $40 for everything.
Okay. But it's sounding like quite a contraption.
Well, it'll be.
And I admire the fact that you've been doing it with that milk crate.
No, it's not milk crate.
No, you have a milk crate.
No, not anymore. I've had that gray box. That like.
Oh, yeah.
It's the discount version of.
What did I just carry out?
So
what did I just carry out at
that's not
Eagle
milk crate.
Island?
That's like it's a discount version of like Yak Attack's, I think like Black Box or whatever. So like, what all the pros have. I have like the discount Amazon version.
Yeah.
So. On the bottom of it, I'm going to screw a plate that's going to come out that'll hold the anchor, because that gets strapped to the paddleboard. Then I'll have the deck strapped to the paddleboard with a Yak Attack track on it, which then I can hook a rod holder on. So then I can throw that out, put a rod on it, and I can troll out on the reservoirs for kokanee salmon.
That was a long story to get to my salmon.
Get down to salmon. It was a long story to get to kokanee.
Well,
but
I don't know where you got that long story part.
But I'd like to get the I'd like to go do actual like steelhead and salmon fishing.
Yeah.
Talking to Irvin, I guess they run up on Shocker, the salmon.
Yeah.
Early spring.
Right.
Late spring, early summer. So I think I'm going to try to get up there. We should just plan a camping trip to get up there and see if we can snag a salmon or two.
Yeah.
Because that'd be awesome. I'd love to fill the freezer with salmon now that we lost all the deer for the power outage.
Yeah.
Well, let me check the camera and see if we're actually able to see you. Oh my gosh, that is. We're gonna do some camera settings here. Sorry, people.
It's gotten dark.
Yeah, it's gotten real dark. So we're gonna get some real grainy footage going on here pretty soon. But I'll fix it in post. I guess next time we'll have to get a little further away. Use a lens that's or I don't know, maybe put some lighting out here. Let me actually go flip some lighting on. Do you remember the first fish you caught?
Yeah.
Tell me that while I run.
Camps Pemigewassup. No. It was at Sawmill Lake when I was a Boy Scout. I was around 11 years old. And we were out on Sawmill Lake is up by Grass Valley, California, and you had to take a 20-mile road, dirt road, to get to it. Very, very remote. And my troop owned part of the lake, had quite a few acres on the lake. And so they had a Boy Scout camp, and they had rowboats and canoes, and they allowed us to fish off them. So that was, I think, the first time I caught fish. And I think I even got my fishing merit badge. It is an absolute beautiful.
I know. It's so pretty out.
So I was telling them about my, as a Boy Scout at Lake Sawmill.
Lake Sawmill.
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 And it was in a series of lakes. It's a great time as a Boy Scout, learning how to fish, how to camp, how to, good wholesome stuff for kids.
You mean the stuff they don't do
Well,
anymore?
they don't do it anymore.
Stuff kids don't do anymore because we're afraid, essentially. But, I mean, what are you going to do? Oh, yeah, why didn't I go to Camp Pemigewassa? What the heck, Dad?
Oh, that wasn't Camp Pemigewassa was when I was 14. That was a lot of fun too. 2 months in northern New Hampshire.
Northern New Hampshire.
Yeah, back in those days it was kind of a ritzy boys camp, but his buddy from college said, "Hey, you got to have your son go with my son to this college." So this camp. It was a good camp, rather pricey. but I think that's how the folks in the East, that's how their kids
Grew up?
No, they grew up with going to camp and stuff.
Oh, that's not going to work either. None of these are working.
Well, lights up the face.
Yeah, but it's way bright right now. There we go. That's better.
Yeah.
Camp Pemigewassa. That literally...
Camp Pemigewassa.
Jawasup, okay. We're getting fancy with our
You've been hearing
pronunciation.
about this for... How old are you?
How old am I? Old enough, almost 40. Alright, so we want to catch a sturgeon. What else do we want to catch?
No, actually, I know you like the sturgeon, and it's fun, but...
Oh, I'm sorry, salmon.
Okay, yeah. That's where I would... when I was in college at Cal State Humboldt, that was before they renamed it, but it was Humboldt State. And we would go up on the... I think it's called the Mad River. Yeah, it was called the Mad River. And...
Oh, we just missed oh.
What's
All right,
that?
man, sorry. One of the big companies I've been talking to, they're making some plastics. Or they make soft plastics, they make jigs and all that stuff. So, I'm supposed to... Let me actually... I don't know if this is going to mess up my live feed, but we're going to check it out anyway. Ooh, I'm crying. Oh, yeah, so... Yeah, so these guys from Headwaters Outdoors. I think it was Headwaters, I'm sorry. Sorry, I got you guys' name wrong. Yeah, Headwaters Outdoors. So they're making soft plastic jigs, bladed jigs. I think they just started up a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do some testing of their...
Jigs?
Well, just whatever they send. Yeah. So they've been posting some of their colors for their plastics. All of the... I mean, they have a bunch of custom colors coming out, and they all look really awesome. They're all very, like, subdued and not over the top, which works here pretty well because we have such freaking clear water for bass. It's hard. Whew, that was a lot of smoke.
You're getting it total. We started out with me getting it.
Oh, yeah, this is rough. But Headwaters Outdoors, and they're making, I think they had some bladed jigs, they had jigs, they have craws, they have worms, they have creature baits, all that good stuff. So for our waters, being that it's so clear, something more natural works a lot better.
Yeah.
Then, let me adjust the light because nobody can see you. And this is so much smoke, we just have to make a raging fire. I have a feeling to lighten it up. But, for here, with all the clear water, it makes it a lot easier to use the more subdued colors with our bass, just because when it's really like bright chartreuse or really over the top reds, like our crawfish don't get that red.
Yeah.
They're more of like a mud bug brown. They do get a red tint to them, so red does work good in the spring and stuff when they start coming out of the mud.
When do you think we're gonna start getting. I mean, the last couple times we've gone, it's been kind of watching that camera.
I know.
The
It's just smoke. It's just smoke. I
Yeah.
think we have to put it right here.
But
The last couple times is what? Woo.
we haven't had much success. You
Well, for
hooked
math-
up a tail of a whitefish.
I think,
but
yeah, I snagged a whitefish yesterday. But right now, I mean, as far as trout, it's going to start picking up. They're starting to move. I mean, I had a couple really good bites yesterday, just nothing was committing.
I wasn't even getting bites, so I was just using the wrong lures, and it became difficult every time I wanted to change a lure to try different
As it got
things.
darker? Yeah.
Because all I had was my fillet knife. I forgot
Oh, your pocket
to
knife?
bring
That's
to
always
bring
fun.
my clipper
Your nippers?
nippers.
That's when you use your teeth.
I tried that, but it's hard with monofilament. You can do that, but what's the
Fluorocarbon?
yeah,
You can do
the
it.
braid.
Oh, yeah, well, braid.
The braid, yeah.
Oh, because you're going straight braid?
Yeah, well, I'm not intentionally. My leader broke off, and so no, I think I just
Dude,
like.
I suck at Alberta knots. Let me just, well, I suck, but I mean, with braid to leader, I'm so bad with making that connection, but you can,
I have a tough time tying the frickin' knot.
well, yeah, braid to leader knots are a pain in the butt, but as far as like, I found that I can't do like 15-pound braid and like 6-pound leader, because I have to have them. If I don't have them at similar, I guess, diameters, the braid to leader,
You're gonna lose. The
no,
fish.
I can never get the knot to actually stay.
Oh,
So I always go to set the hook and I yank the leader right off the line, and then I'm screwed. So, as like, I just got to figure out a better way to connect it, or
This is
whatever
good.
I'm doing. No, it is really good whiskey. What is it? It is Heaven's Door Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Thanks, Jeff. Father-in-law gave this to me for Christmas. And that was the last bottle of it. It was a sampler pack. That was when we were drinking skiing that one night.
oh, no wonder you got.
When I came back and I was like, where did all my whiskey go?
So yeah, well, okay, you paid me back.
I do 2 rows of Piper and my whiskey's gone.
No, you were gone quite a while,
Yeah, I probably was. I think I went over to the backside of Bogus.
and there wasn't much left in it.
No, it probably wasn't.
But I got the blame. That's okay.
Thanks for the hearts. Who is that? What do we got? Well, hey, whoever it was, thank you. All right, so you want to catch some salmon this year? Do you want to go after bass more or trout more?
They're both fun.
They're both fun.
I enjoy trout fishing.
Just because the location. Because you're the mountains and your streams and
Yeah.
lakes versus the local pond. But the snake's
I'm
awesome.
not as big on super big river. I like the
Like
the
the snake?
For bass fishing, that's all you can do. I like.
No, you can. There's big trout.
Oh, there's trout there, and we got quite a few.
Think of where we go down south, where
Yeah,
there's
to
some
the,
waterfalls. Yeah, we don't burn spots here. We don't burn
okay.
spots.
But yeah, it's
That off-road area.
Yeah, and there's some. If you get over to the other side on the bridge, you can.
No. I'm not talking there. I'm talking where we go off road for like an hour down south.
Okay, well, it's yes.
Where I caught that like 4.5-foot sturgeon off the cliff.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
there-
totally remember that. And what I was getting to is all those ponds back there.
Yeah, there's tons of good-sized trout back there.
Yeah.
good sized rainbows, and there's also there's a spot downriver you can get to a little bit that I've seen has some really big trout, because I think one of Idaho's hatcheries
Is
is
north of it?
No,
I mean, upstream from it?
No, spills like it's like right next to it,
Oh,
and
geez.
spills into it. So all of the all the local river trout sit there and eat all of the excess food for the hatchery that flows out back into the river as they recycle the water. So you've got a bunch of, hatchery status food or hatchery food coming in, and then you've got also the natural, all the little trout fry and whatever else the trout eat on the snake. I'm assuming baby bass, baby bluegill, other baby trout, all that stuff. And these things just get fat and huge. I've seen the guys from Ace Fishing and High Adventure videos, those two brothers. We always watch the bald guy. He used to live here, now he lives down south.
Yeah.
And his dad and him, they always fish there, or they've fished there quite a few times and gotten some pretty big girthy boys of trout.
Yeah.
But so you want to go after trout this year?
Well, I like trout.
So
I wouldn't mind trying the salmon.
I would love to do some salmon.
And I'd like bass. I've had good days and bad days of bass fishing. I usually have better days of trout fishing. But it's still, the water's still too cold, I think, for...
No, you can catch bass year round. You just have to be good at it.
No, I'm talking about the trout, where we went yesterday.
No, it's not too cold. It's. I think where we went yesterday was too high water. We kind of went before the bites got good. You saw they were feeding on top water.
Yeah, well, I
so
saw
we really should have brought
jump.
We should have brought our waders and flies.
Yeah.
So I think next time we go that late, we whip out the waders, the flies, and fully embarrass ourselves with our terrible casting.
Wow, no wonder you're miserable.
I am a little stuffy. But I think we take the flies out next time.
Yeah?
Because there are some big rainbows and big browns in that stretch of the Boise.
Yeah? Whew. Get away from that smoke for a second.
Honestly, I think I'm just going to stick this over here. Woo. We're over here dying, but it's not that hot right here. And that's a little bit out of frame, so let's fix the framing here. Hey guys, first podcast. You're just going to forgive me for this, okay? It's fine. This didn't happen. I didn't reframe in the middle. Just accept it. It happened. We'll have better lighting next time. Whew. That is rough.
Don't you have those shop?
It'd be too bright for this. It's not that.
No, if you put it over there.
Nah, it wouldn't work. That's a different temperature of light. Like I should really have adjusted that light right there to a warmer color, more natural color, not so white, because it's gonna look real weird. And color grading that video over there is gonna be a nightmare. Which I need to put the lens back out. Color grading this is gonna be just horrific. But whatever. We'll chop it up. It'll be fine. We'll mix it with this, which is also going to be horrific to color grade. All right. You want to do some trout? Want to do some salmon? Are you going to go after cat or sturgeon this year?
I haven't had success with either one.
I know. So do you want to actually catch one?
Yes.
You should actually catch one.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind. Oh.
I have magic alcohol that just appears. Isn't that amazing?
It is.
Just drink it. You'll be fine.
Oh, yeah.
Hard cider. It's good. It's ranch water. Sponsor my podcast or sponsor my channel, Mr. Ranch Water. Probably over like Budweiser, of course.
Woo! I don't drink much seltzer. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Oh, we gotta check the pulled pork. Let me go do that.
Your pulled pork.
Yeah, I've got that smoker going.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Well, this is a nice fire. This is in Nick's backyard. It's a nice little space they made his own right on the ground, and
we are at 150 or 170.
Pretty nice.
Huh?
I was just talking about your fire pit. I mean, look at this
I know the stars are really freaking nice.
Which one is that? Is that?
That's the moon, Dad.
No. Which is that? Mercury or Venus? I always Venus, the morning star.
I think Venus is the morning star, but I think that's Mercury. I think Mercury is
the brightest. No,
honestly,
Mercury is
the closest to the sun.
I think that's possibly Mars.
Honestly, I don't remember.
I don't either.
You know what the funny part is? For the last 4 weeks, probably since Hunter's birthday, I have been. He got like a solar system book. That is, well above. Yeah, it's empty. Well above his reading level, but it's like a legit solar system book. It's like 500 pages, and we read a couple pages every night about space. So tonight we read about the sun and like dark spots in the sun, what causes solar flares, lunar eclipses.
You getting him ready to be a space cadet?
No, he just loves it. So does Piper.
Well, you never know. Maybe they'll be up in space someday.
Yeah.
But my point about that was the rotation of the moon or the placement of the moon and whatever that one is, Mars.
Yeah. No, it's not Mars.
Mercury then.
Mars and Jupiter, I think, are over there.
What's that
summer.
one? There's another one. Over there.
If I had my little app, I could tell you.
Yeah,
Star app, but currently it's streaming.
But
streaming to no one.
But the point is what I was saying is about 2 weeks ago when...
Oh, whoa, that is crooked. Let's fix that. Go ahead, keep talking.
When they were like almost together with the moon, the half circle, and with that star that is now getting covered up by
that's not a star,
a cloud.
That's a planet.
Yes.
That's a planet.
Stars twinkle. But they were really close. They were really close.
So I want to say there was...
And it's like a lot of...
I want to say like 2 or 3 weeks ago, there was like some phenomenon where it was like Mercury, Venus, and the moon were all like lined up or something. Something was all lined up like within the last month. I don't remember what it was. I'm not an astronomer.
But it was real close. But that same look is on, I believe, a number of Middle Eastern country flags.
Oh, I have no idea.
Like the Turkish flag. I'm not sure.
I know
if
it's got a moon
Turkish.
and stars, but I don't know what that means.
I don't either. But it's.
I know.
I saw it out my stairwell window. It was really cool.
I do want to I want to do some fishing trips, and I want to get some good astrophotography photos taken. Because I want to blow them and put them in my house. So I do want to get some good pictures, and here in Idaho, I can take pictures of the Milky Way from my backyard in the summer. Right now,
if it's on a tripod, and it's.
No, you do what's called stacked photos.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at it. I messed around with it a little bit shooting Orion, but I'm going to do it more in the summer because I want to get some Milky Way shots from my house.
Well, when we get the maybe later you can. I brought my camera or the Canon with me, and I got to reformat.
I got you.
The disc and stuff.
Okay. Anyways,
back to fishing.
Yeah, no, back to fishing. Get diverted. So you want to do some bass? You want to do some trout? You don't want to do sturgeon or catfish because you don't get any luck.
Well, no, it's not. Being that I got a 2-pool.
Yeah, I mean that's for you can put a worm out on a hook and throw it out for trout, and then go trout fish in the river, and whichever one goes off.
Yeah. Well, but I can do that with
sturgeon. So I want to do. I'm gonna do and guess what? You've just been volunteered to chauffeur. I've been actually talking to another guy who does YouTube here in the Treasure Valley. He seems like he might be a little sketched about. I don't think he's taken his kayak out with his gear on moving water, just lakes. His name's is it Slime Coast to Coast on YouTube. But trying to convince him to go do some Snake River fishing with me. And then,
on his kayak?
Yeah, and then
Does he have the right kind? to where you could do that?
Oh yeah, you can totally do it. The snake's pretty mellow because we're looking at
So I could take my $80.
No. Because what I'm talking about doing is I'm going to take probably my paddleboard actually.
Oh my! On
we
white
will
water?
No, it'll be flat water for the most part. But my plan is to get in the snake and do 10 miles in one day.
That's
10-mile float and fishing. It's actually not.
No,
Not at all. Not at all.
4 hours.
If that. But fish and float for about 10 miles. And then there's an island in the middle of the Snake River. Camp on that overnight.
Oh wow!
And then float the next portion, the next 10 miles, down probably basically to Swan Falls. Between CJ Strike and Swan Falls. Do a float there, do some fishing, overnight camp. But I got to sucker some other people. I mean, I know he'll do it with me, but I don't know if he won't fish really. He's not set up for it.
Over here?
Next door, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if Johan will get out there and do it with me. I don't think he's set up for it as far as.
So there is some rapids in it then.
No, it's more so the like.
Why wouldn't my $80 Amazon kayak work?
Because one, that thing sucks. Two, you need to be able to carry all your camping gear, all your cooking gear.
Oh yeah.
So I'm
Gotcha.
gonna be strapping dry bags to the bow of my paddleboard. In the box, in the crate, I'll have some gear, and I'll just go real light on the fishing tackle.
Well, pick a warm weekend.
Well, that's what we did. And then
a hot weekend, rather.
With all the camping I did in the Sierras, I have a ton of ultralight gear. So I'll just take an ultralight, my 40-degree bag.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking midsummer time. We'll do this, but do a 2-day float down the Snake, sleep on one of the islands in the middle, and just see. And I mean, ideally, maybe we'll do like eat only what you catch kind of thing.
That can be risky.
I mean.
But you're
48 hours without food, it's not a big of a deal.
Yeah, but
I think I'll survive.
Yeah,
but
no,
there's plenty of crappie, catfish, bass, trout in the Snake that will catch something.
You're glad the wind shifted.
Yeah, I am too. Worried about my light over there melting, but it is what it is.
So, where was your favorite place in Idaho to fish?
Favorite place to fish? I really like where we go when we drive down south and go after sturgeon off those cliffs and then trout. That place is fun. Even though it's not fully natural, it's fun. Other than that, probably somewhere off the Payette.
Yeah.
All those little pull-offs.
Yeah.
I mean, there's hardly any fish there.
The downside is getting down to the water.
Yeah. I mean, that's fun. I mean, that's just super pretty.
Yeah.
Lake Cascade's nice. I really like Horse Thief. I'm gonna go there in the summer again.
You know, because what got me thinking about that was one of my favorites to go with grandkids and you know.
Yeah, you should check out that.
Use that manual auger.
Get on my YouTube. Hold on, get on my YouTube. Go check out the ice fishing videos from Horse Thief. They're a ton of fun. Him and I went the first round. That's a real long video. We didn't have a ton of luck, but we figured it out, and we took my son. And my son seemed to outfish all of us.
Who's 5?
Yeah, basically.
He outfished all of us. And
I mean, I'm not going to say we let him take in every single rod that went off.
And anytime what are the things called? The
tip-ups?
Tip-ups.
He did the tip-ups.
He just beat me to the tip-ups and beat you to the tip-ups.
He only got one tip-up.
Oh,
the rest of them were all,
he got about...
No, one tip-up, or maybe 2, and then he got 3 or 4
3 on his rod.
Well, he got one I jigged up, and then he had a couple on dead sticks he pulled up.
Yeah.
But I really liked Horse Thief. Ooh, that light's going to catch on fire. Woo! Getting toasty.
That's good enough. That's good enough.
I know, I'm going to put it there. Brighten it up a little bit. But really like Horse Thief. Horse Thief, I think, will be a ton of fun in the summer to go out. Because I think they have kokanee salmon down there. So Horse Thief will be a ton of fun in the summer to go into.
Well, Cascade, isn't that mainly...
Cascade's got trout, perch. Well, trout.
Perch.
It's got
Yeah,
it's just famous for perch. It's got
Yeah.
the biggest perch in the, I think.
Because
Pacific
the
Northwest.
record, isn't it?
It's got the record. I think the guy at Tackle Tom's does like tournaments every year, and I want to say
it was something,
like 3 pounds or something. Like 2
Oh no, it was like this.
No, perch.
Perch.
I want to say it was 2.5. Ooh. We're gonna reach that far in a second, as soon as I can see. I want to say it was 2.5, 3 pounds, something like that.
Burn these.
And it was like, and I want to say it was the new record, but I want to say he got the previous record, like in a previous fishing tournament they do every year.
Oh yeah.
But so they got perch, they've got trout. I want to say they have smallmouth and largemouth.
Well. All in Cascade.
All in Cascade, and then up in McCall.
What did they have that was? There was a fish invasion. Was that a Cascade or another one?
Fish invasion.
No, I'm sorry. Fish invasion.
You talking about algae bloom?
Well, they had the algae bloom.
That was last
plus,
year.
they have a certain type of fish that is a predatory.
Invasive.
So
No, they don't have a limit on perch because perch, I think, multiply so fast, and that lake tends to grow giant perch.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it deep?
From what I remember on the AVR, or was it Aqua? I forget what the mapping software. I want to say there are some like 50-foot deep spots or more.
Wow.
But I haven't really looked at the Navionics maps that hard.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't think we were going to go out there this year. And then I know Lake, or was it McCall?
Yeah.
No, Payette Lake up in McCall. That's got some like 100-foot, I want to say 80 to 100-foot sections, and they have big old lake trout. I'd love to catch a lake trout this year, but I don't have a boat, so I have to do it on ice, and I don't think I'm gonna get out on the ice again this year. At least not up there.
Well,
so.
we can go in partnership with with a boat. You can put the boat on the side of my yard, and you pay make the payments.
Oh yeah, sure.
I'll store it for you.
I got plenty of room on my side yard, thank you.
You didn't like that partnership?
No.
Oh my God!
But you got a motorhome in your side yard anyway. How about you make the payments and we put it on my side yard? That sounds like a more more equitable deal.
Oh, yeah. Of course,
they're not equitable. All right, we'll do some trout. We'll do some bass. I want to do some small river fishing. I want to get down into the upper Boise. Up where, remember we went scouting for deer with Hunter? Like 2 seasons ago.
With Hunter?
Yeah, remember we drove up.
Oh, yeah. That was fun. We went the back way.
Yeah. So I want to get up in the Boise, up in that area, because that'll just have fun naturals. They won't be big, but they'll be fun.
Yeah.
And it's pretty. I want to do some of the
is
reservoirs.
that Johnson Valley or
I don't know what that is.
not Smith Valley? Or?
I don't know. I just know it's I want to say it's the South Fork of the Boise.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to do some camping over there. Some camping.
Hey, I got that motorhome, and you guys can use it anytime. It just sits in my driveway, and I'm gonna try and do. But I got a lot of a cruise and a trip with friends, and I'm not going to use it as much. I'm supposed to get the table.
All right, so
tomorrow
we're gonna go. Ooh, that's a lot of sparks. We're gonna go after trout. We want to go after a little bit of bass, but mainly trout, and maybe.
Oh, I'm open to the bass too.
And you want to go after some salmon, right?
The salmon would be fun to try and catch. I haven't caught salmon since I was in college.
I don't think I've ever caught a salmon.
We did it on the Mad River, and it was a fabulous day. Beautiful. There was about 5 or 6 of us that went up on about 10 miles north of Arcata was this river called the Mad River. It's quite big.
Okay. Yeah.
It's
like
not snake, but huge, wide river, and they had salmon going up, and we hit it when they were, I think it's called spawning.
When they're spawning.
When they were spawning, and we must have caught. We almost all of us limited out, and so we take all this the salmon back to our dorms, and the cook had told us in advance. The cook or the chef for the cafeteria, which was huge at Humboldt State, and he said, "I'll make you the most fabulous dinner if you bring the fish."
Bring the fish.
And we had, me and fish. That was one of my better fishes. Better. It was delicious because when you catch it yourself, it makes a big difference.
I do. I do like the fresh, fresh caught, not frozen. That's kind of my favorite. That's obviously my favorite kind of fish.
When we went ice fishing.
Trout.
If they haven't figured it out yet, I'm not a big fish eater. But when I get a good catch and it's fresh, and I change my mind quickly.
Yeah.
that one up at
Horse Thief
was delicious, but it's because you know how to cook.
I know. I'm hoping that pulled pork is gonna actually finish tonight. That thing has been on since 9 this morning.
Oh wow!
Did not hit temp fast enough. But
it's hard out here when it's 29. Oh yeah, it was snowing this morning.
It started snowing in the middle of the afternoon. I was
going to say, if we're gonna sit by the fire tonight, you better cover the chairs.
I know. I covered all the wood, and it still is.
This is cool. Mom hates the fact that it keeps snowing. She's ready for summer and ready for me not to keep going skiing with you.
I know. I'm gonna miss skiing.
I am too.
Gonna miss skiing.
But we went. That was a good time.
Yeah, I enjoyed the skiing a ton. But
if
fire,
we need to go camping. Even you and I.
All both the kids want to go camping this year. Megan wants to go camping, yeah.
Well,
and a bunch of their friends want to go camping.
If they want to go camping, depending on what everybody else has, take the camper or you just go camp.
I want to get them in the tents. They can't be spoiled too early. They need to sleep by the river.
That's how I grew up.
They got to suffer on a lawn chair like we did.
Yeah, mom. She had RV camping her whole life, so it was like, okay. And the funny thing is, they never did any fishing on the Colorado that I know.
So that's the first bass I ever remember catching. Remember Chris's friend Jeremy when he was with us? Yeah. He sat out there for 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
4 or 5 days trying to catch a fish because he was determined. Because I think he had never camped before.
Yes, I remember this.
He was super determined, and he was sitting off that dock. Because he said he saw a fish swim underneath it, and he sat there for hours just jigging I forget what it was, like a piece of cheese. It was something silly. It wasn't a lure or anything. And all I remember is walking over to the dock and dropping a jig head with a curly tail grub on it on your old fishing pole from college.
Yeah.
That I had been catching bluegill on all day. Dropping it right off the dock, jigging it twice, and pulling the bass out that he had been going over after for hours. And I want to say, actually no, I don't think I used a pole. I want to say I walked up and I was like, how mad would you get if I just dropped this line in and pulled out a fish? And I dropped the line in just on I was holding the line, and I just dropped it in, jiggled it a couple times. The bass nabbed it, and I pulled the bass out. And I remember, I think Darren...
He had to be devastated. He had to be devastated.
So mad. But I remember we pulled it out, and then I had no idea what to do with it, because I don't know. I just didn't know how to deal with it. And I want to say Darren and Mike, cousin Darren and cousin Mike, were like, it's fine. We're going to pour this stuff on it. And it was the Everclear with the cherry bombs. What are you? Let's see. Who are you people? Sure. Oh, I guess not. Too slow. They poured the cherry bomb.
The other one said, "Are you dating?"
Is that what it said? No, I'm married, thank you, happily. None of those shenanigans. But I remember we poured like Everclear and cherry juice from those cherry bombs they were all getting hammered off of. And I was little. I was probably 12.
Yeah.
Something like that. 10, 12, 13 maybe.
And you didn't do anything bad at that.
Never. I would never done anything. And I remember they dumped it all over it. We cooked it. We wrapped it in foil, cooked it over like, I think a barbecue or something. I don't remember the fire. I don't actually remember. But I remember we cooked it. And they're like...
The bass?
The bass. Soaked in the Everclear cherry juice.
Okay.
Fucking disgusting. And then I remember they're like, no. And they just poured the jar over it after they cooked it. Knowing what I know now, they just poured a bunch of liquor all over it. And I just remember getting real sick.
Oh.
And throwing up all night in the river.
Oh.
And not sleeping.
Where was your mom?
I want to say you guys were drunk playing cards somewhere. Would be my guess. Drinking green monsters.
Yeah.
Oh God, green monsters.
Going up to what was that?
That was Red Rock.
Red Rock, but the Sundance.
Oh God, Sundance.
Yeah.
What t-shirt content Sundance? Anybody know Park, Arizona?
Yeah.
You know Sundance. Sundance, and then all the people running around from Roadrunner.
Yeah. Well, I met a person up here that used to bartend at. Not bartend. She was a back then we called them waitresses, but a server in the bar. But she lives here in the Boise area, and
At Roadrunner?
she was there at the same time we were
Going? Wait, you're talking about your friend from?
Yeah.
She was at Sundance?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. She was there a few years, and she had to have been there when we were there because she lived there and stayed there 3, 4, 5 years.
I mean, that place was wild.
It was. And I think back in those days she may have been too. But we all were.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was an angel. I was just throwing up cherry-covered fish.
Because you were a kid. You adults still had fun.
Yeah. Even with the half moon, or what is that? I don't know if it's waning or waxing. I can never remember what the difference is.
What?
The moon.
Oh.
Is it waning or waxing right now?
It's waning. No, it's getting bigger.
Dude, I don't know.
Yeah, it's getting bigger. Because it was
I just take pictures of stars.
sliver 2 nights ago
Oh, okay.
when we could see it through the clouds.
I honestly don't pay any attention to it until like spring when the Milky Way starts showing up, because you can see the Milky Way. Like it goes from right over there to right across, and it sets. I want to say actually somewhere right there at like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
come summer, which is basically light at that point, but you can get the galactic center, like right there.
I know it, my hand.
All right. Let's see, what time is it? We've been going for a while. All right, well, if you've made it this far, thank you. If not, we're going to end it here because it's late. I'm tired. I got to work in the morning. He's retired, so...
Yeah, it's tough. We can be here all night.
Yeah, he's a lazy bum, so he gets to be retired. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, again, subscribe to my YouTube or my Instagram, TikTok. They're all Idaho Outdoor Dad. Find me. I post fishing videos. Usually, I'm trying to post them like once a week over the summer. For I guess spring, summer, fall. Then winter comes, and it's all about skiing and snowboarding with kids. Sorry, but we maybe get some ice fishing in this year, but it's probably going to just be skiing and snowboarding again.
That's the life in Idaho.
Right.
You do the whatever the season calls for.
Exactly. Seasonal hobbies.
Yep.
But, all right, Dad. Thanks. Let's
Clean up.
finish our beers, clean up, and go to bed.
Oh.
All right. Well, you finished your beer. I haven't finished my beer, but we'll finish it.